Go. Hey guys, this is Siddharth from The Edge, and today we'll be reviewing the Pulp Q5 Bluetooth headset. Let's start off with the build of the device. What I found was the earphones are made of this sort of piano plastic, which is quite a fingerprint magnet, and there aren't any markings as to whether which earphone is right and which earphone is left. So I kind of got confused while I first started using the earphone as to where I should put the earphone, left ear or right ear, and I was afraid it would ruin my experience. Well, after that I ended up looking it up on the internet to find which side goes on which ear. In one earphone or one side you have the Pulp logo, which also serves as the play and pause button. You have a micro USB port which is covered by this matte flap. I find it really nice that it has a micro USB port, seeing the fact that micro USB is pretty much universal across all Android phones today, and that you can probably just stick it onto your power bank along with your phone. So it serves for good charging. You also have a volume control on the same earphone, plus and minus the volume keys. And finally you can see the fact that the earphone or the Canon phone is sort of angled towards you while you're using it, and you have a slight ridge there for the wingtips for better sound isolation. Also, what I find is a really big flaw with the device is once it comes out of the box, you have a slight sound bias. The sound bias brings me to one of the most important parts of the review. What I found was the sound bias once I took the earphones out of the box. I noticed this because while using other earphones, I noticed that one ear was receiving a lot more sound than the other ear, but it's solvable. I mean, I used an equalizer adjustment on my iPad, and I found that, well, slight tweaking can solve this issue. It's probably not programmed properly, but it's a small issue like I said. So coming in with the sound quality in the device. This earphone, let me start off with the great points of the earphone. This earphone has some really good bass. I compared it with some other earphones I use on a daily basis, and I found that bass is a really big strong point on this device. But I did find that the highs on the device were slightly muddled, but it's fine really. I mean, for casual music lovers this is actually really great, and I'm not an audiophile either, so I really can't judge whether the highs are really muddled or whether they were just right. But coming to the lows of the device, the lows are really good. So whether you're listening to some bassy music, you're really going to enjoy this earphone, and the mids are just right. So for music lovers, that means that you would like to listen to pop, rock and metal on this device. So any of these genres that you listen to, this device is going to perform really great. Coming to the fit of the device, I found that these fit really well in your ear, and the Canon phone is sort of tilted towards you, so it makes for a good fit, but perhaps tilted a bit more and you have the perfect fit for your ear while jogging, while running or while doing exercise. These things fit really well, and I found that it was really handy while I was jogging, while calling while I was jogging. So I do minimal exercise, and I found that these serve the purpose pretty well. Now let's talk about certain things that Pulp advertised to me that are good on this device. Sweat proofing. Well, sweat proofing is really good. Like I said earlier in the video, the next thing that they advertised was wind noise reduction, and it did a really great job of that as well. Seeing the fact that you have these wingtips or T-Lite ear adapters that are included with the earphone, which you can fit if you want, that actually blocks out most of the wind noise while talking on the phone. It doesn't compromise call quality and always gets the music right without the wind buffing against your ears. The next thing is multipoint pairing. I found that this worked really well. It is quite a good feature, seeing the fact that I use my tablet as well as my phone on a regular basis throughout the day, that is. So having multi-point pairing just lets me switch from device to device, just turning off Bluetooth on one device and turning it on the other. So it's a great feature. Next thing is the equalizer adjustment, which you can activate by pressing the volume up and volume down buttons on the earphone simultaneously. This is what I actually use to fix the sound bias on the device. So it is quite an important feature to mention. The next feature is crystal clear sound. and the feature says it all. These devices have really good lows and really good mids, but highs are something that can be improved, like I said earlier. Overall, for the price, these are some really good earphones, and a big shout out to Pulp Electronics for sending us these for review. Right now it's around 50% off on Amazon, so it is really quite a steal for around 1500 rupees or $25. That's pretty much it for this review, guys. Another big shout out to Pulp Electronics, which is a startup in Bangalore, for sending us this review unit. For a startup, they make some really impressive earphones, and you should really consider these if you're on a budget of around 1500 rupees. Thank you, and you can find the link down in the description to buy this device. And a big shout out to Pulp again. Thank you. If you like this video, please do subscribe and like. Thank you.